Hello, for this quick lesson we are going to compare decimal numbers using place value. And for this example I am going to be using the decimal 0.29, and we are going to compare it using the symbols of greater than, less than, and equal to 0.92. Okay, for this one we just need to follow a super simple step. Okay, since we're using place value, we're going to go ahead and identify the tens place. And if you remember, this one is the ones, this one is the tens, and this one is just the hundreds. For this one we are going to be using the tens place, which is this one, the one next to the decimal. Okay, so this one, I have my decimal, 9 is going to be the tens place in this decimal number. Now I just have to compare the numbers that I have in my tens place. In this case, I have the 2 and I have the 9. We can see clearly that the 2 is less than 9. So that means these two decimal numbers are going to be the same. 0.29 is less than 0.92, and it's just as simple as like that. That is just it, right? Let's make another example to see how easy this is. There's some cases where you have decimals like this, like 0.35. Then you are going to compare it to 0.36. If you notice right now, if we are going to identify the tens place, we see that the tens place is just the same number. So what do we do if we have the same number in the tens place? Does that mean it's equal to? Not really. You have to go and do a second step, and you need to look to the hundreds place. Okay, so let's go back a little bit and think. If the tens place is the same number, you need to go to the hundreds and compare the hundreds. Okay, just when the tens place is the same number, okay, which is in this case. So now we are comparing the 5 to the 6, and we know 5 is less than 6, so that means this two decimals, 0.35, it's less than 0.36. Okay, also sometimes you see decimals written as like this, like 0.07, and then you have to compare it to 0.7 only. And if you notice, and it works the same on the fractions, you need to have the same denominator. But in decimals, we really do not have denominators. We have place values, right? So in this one, on the first decimal number, we have a tens place and a hundreds place. But on the second decimal number, we only have the tens place. Okay, we can do simply add a 0 right here to have a hundreds place. Okay, now we do the same thing as we did with the first one. We go to the tens place on the first decimal, tens place on the second one, and then we just compare. In this case, we're comparing 0 to 7, and we know 0 is less than 7. So this one is also less than. What a coincidence. All of three are less than.